Alright, that's done. What's next? That's our topic for today. What's next? Randy Barton here for Extreme Faith and Fitness, Team Beachbody Coach. When you get through a program, you've done something, you've done it for a period of time, you've gotten the results that you wanted, and you just think to yourself, finally, I'm done. Watch out, because you're in for big problems. If we don't know what's next, we're going to end up following a very, very painful principle of life. If you don't know what's next, you go back to where you began. If you don't know what's next, you go back to where you began. This is true when we are in school, this is true in work, this is true in personal goals, this is true in your health, this is true in your fitness. This is true in life. If you don't know what's next, you're going to go back to where you began. Think about it. Let's use the example of school. You go to school, you go to school for 13 years, kindergarten through 12th grade. If you don't know what's next, if you don't know if you're going to college, if you don't know where, you don't even have to know what you're going to do, but if you don't know within your head, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep moving forward, then likely you're going to statistically end up back to where you began. If you don't know what's after college, you become just a professional student, you're going to begin where you began. If you get into a career that takes you nowhere, you're going to begin where you're going to go back to where you began. Where did you begin? Living a life where someone provided everything for you and you were not a contributor, or you weren't a self-sustaining contributor. That causes a problem. It causes a problem with our personal life, causes a problem with our national life, all of these different things. Why? Because we didn't know what's next. Proverbs tells us that where there is no vision, the people perish. And if you don't know what's next, you too will go back to the beginning. And that's not where you want to be. Especially when you've put a lot of effort, you've put a lot of energy into something. Let's only continue to move forward. Now think about this as well. You don't have to always, this is not a bigger and better mindset when I say to know what's next. It's not a, wow, I've conquered this, what could be harder than this? It could be that your what's next is exactly what's right now. It's kind of like if you're on a road trip and you get halfway there and you say, what's next? Well, it's to continue the journey. It's to continue doing what we've been doing, a progressive, steady pace. That could be what's next. It's not that you're going to get back in the car, get back on your journey and go faster because you've already gone that speed before. That's not what it's about. It's about continuing that forward motion, continuing the momentum that you've built up through what you've been doing. And if you stop, you're going to go right back to the beginning of going absolutely nowhere. So let's think about this in lieu of our faith, in lieu of our fitness. We've got to know what's next. We have to know what our next move is. Let me use myself for personal example so I don't offend anybody. Myself, personal example. I've just this week started up my 9th round of P90X. For most people, that is not a surprise. Most of the people who will be watching this video, that's not a surprise. I finished my 8th round of P90X, yes. I was doing a hybrid, so I kind of counted as finishing a round of P90X and another round of Insanity, which would make it 8 of P90X, 4 of Insanity, and then this week I started up another round of both via a hybrid. Well, what's next for me is fall is coming. Right now it's summer 2012. Well, you know what comes after summer 2012 is fall of 2012. Fall and winter, no surprise to people that watch these videos, I like to do a bulking phase. I like to go into, instead of a cutting and leaning out phase, I like to put back on some muscle. And so I'm thinking to myself, what's next? What am I going to do? Well, Body Beast just came out. So I'm already staging and preparing for what's next. I don't get to the end of the summer and say, what am I going to do? Should I continue on or should I not? I already begin preparing for it. So when it comes, I'm ready and I'm there. Many people, they don't go to the next step in life because where they've been in life, they disqualified themselves from taking that next step. And they're not able to get to where they want to go yet because they haven't been preparing of where they were. We've got to prepare where we are so that we can take the next step. For me, that means I've been getting some heavier weights. I've been finding a weight bench. I've been getting some weight plates, bars, stuff like that for Body Beast. I don't know what your next step is. Maybe your next step's going to be something it's just simply repeating what you've already done. Hey, been there, done that, suggest that. Obviously, I've done 8 rounds of P90X. It's the same thing, but I still knew where I was going to go. I was going to go to a next round. I want to give major props out to Terry. Terry, you just finished your first round of P90X, and that is awesome. We saw that before and after picture. You rocked it, girl. Good job. And you knew what was next. I know throughout the last few weeks, and maybe I'll do this, maybe I'll do that. You knew what's next, and you're back into P90X. Good job. Keep it up. Jody, I know that you just finished up the what's that called? Insanity. Yeah, Insanity. I knew that. You just finished that up. What's next? I know you talked about Turbo Fire, a few different things. We've got to know what's next. Props out to Tim. He's still at the beginning part of Power 90, but he's already talking about what's next. We've got to be able to answer that question of what's next. What am I going to do next? Maybe it's going to be going into something resistance. Maybe it's something that's going to be cardio. Maybe it's doing again what you're already doing, just continuing a forward motion. Here's the important thing. Don't stop. Because when you stop, you're going to end back up at the beginning. I have been the roller coaster dieter in the past. You probably have been too. You know that I'm right. You know the words I'm speaking are true. Paul said, I press towards the mark. Prize the high calling of God. What is he saying? Forward motion is essential. Don't quit. Know what's next. Hey, it's been Randy Barton for Extreme Faith and Fitness. If you just wandered onto this video of YouTube, there's a whole lot of other videos like this. Watch those as well. But go to extremefaithandfitness.com. Over on your right-hand side, going to be a big old red button that says Free Fitness Coaching. You're going to be able to get these videos sent to you each week, as well as being put in a private Facebook group where you can just chat about this very topic and more in a good, encouraging, supportive environment. Hey, this has been Randy Barton for Extreme Faith and Fitness, Team Beachbody Coach. See you next time.